The land is moving for the first time in almost 1,000 years. The Law Lords will leave the Palace of Westminster and will be replaced by a new Supreme Court across the road. It'll be the final court of appeal for the United Kingdom. Our Home Affairs correspondent Daniel Sanford has been allowed to have a look inside for the first time, and he's there now. So Daniel, what will this court actually do?
Well, it is the last Court of Appeal for England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, with one exception, and that's criminal cases in Scotland. And it's effectively taking over those roles from the old Appellate Committee of the House of Lords, commonly known as the Law Lords. And it's the last of the big constitutional changes brought in by Labour since they came to power in 1997. It's effectively taking the final Court of Appeal out of Parliament for the very first time, because although the old Law Lords were independent of Parliament, they still sat in the House of Lords and they were still a committee of the House of Lords. Well, from the 1st of October, they'll be here in this newly refurbished building away from Parliament, and they'll be hearing cases here entirely separate from Parliament.
Is it going to be very different from what we currently have, the Law Lords?
Well, in a sort of way, not, because although the Law Lords have been rebranded as Justices of the Supreme Court, and although they'll be sitting in this newly refurbished building across Parliament Square from Parliament, they will be hearing the same cases and they'll be taking the same role in our unwritten constitution. But ministers think it's very important that they should be seen to be separate from Parliament, and that includes sitting in a new building. And there's one other possible, quite important difference, and that's that the Justices of the Supreme Court haven't actually ruled out having their cases televised, or at least part of them, and that would make this the first televised court in the UK.
Daniel Sanford, thank you very much. Some local councils in England are warning that the number of available school places is being